Hello there. My name is Sherri Simpson. I am your transformational life coach, which means that I use the universal laws, and my coaching certification is in the universal laws to help you manifest your desires. I also do hypnosis, hypnotherapy, in order to help you really get into the root cause of what has been going on with your body, with your health, with your wealth, with your confidence, with your life, and allow you to reprogram that. So I'm going through this series. We are on number 5 today, and I want to share some tips with you about how to know what emotions you are experiencing every day, and then some ways where you can try to figure out how to remove those or change them. So we went through, I have my list here, we went through the law of attraction, the law of deliberate creation, the law of allowing, and matching your emotions to your desire and how to do that. So if you haven't seen those videos, I will leave the link below so that you can actually see the playlist for those in case you've missed some. So let's see. In order for you to really get into the energy of how am I feeling every day and how do I know what to get rid of, you want to be able to know how you're feeling every day. So for many of us, it's much easier to figure out what we don't want and how we don't want to feel. So this is going to be a little bit easier than maybe figuring out what you do want and what you do want to feel. So what I want you to do just for one day is to write down everything that you do and how each of those things feels. So that means if you get up in the morning and you shower, how does that feel? If you get up in the morning and brush your teeth, if you have a coffee, if you have some food, if you're racing around the house getting ready for work, if you're driving to work, if you're in traffic, if you're at work and you're in a meeting, if you're on a phone call, you want to write down just for one day all of those different things that you did that day and how each one of them made you feel. Obviously, it's going to be easier to do this if you do it in the moment. So you're carrying this piece of paper, maybe you're doing it on your notes on your phone so that you have this idea of what you're doing and how each one feels. And you can guess at this, but you should know if your head is actually connected to your heart, what you're feeling as you're doing these things. And sometimes you're kind of feeling numb, you're not really feeling anything. Note that, because if you're feeling numb all of the time, then you're not likely aware of what it is that you're attracting. You may be attracting things that actually feel numb to you. So life just sort of feels monotonous and sort of blah because you're feeling that way a lot. So it's really powerful for you to note what are you doing all day long for just one day. It's not like I'm getting you to write down your whole diet and how everything is being consumed and how everything is being expelled. But what I want you to do just for one day is to write down every single thing that you are doing that day and what each item feels like. Why? Because you have this emotion that you're going to feel once you manifest what you want. And that emotion needs to match what you're doing every day. At least 50% of what you're doing every day in order to get that one thing to manifest way more quickly into your physical reality. So once you have looked at all of these things that have these emotions beside them, you can see if half of them actually match to what you do want. I'm guessing that most of them will not. And if they don't, then you need to figure out how you can change those things, either actually physically change them by delegating them to someone else, or by doing them in a different way, or by incorporating some fun thing or a game into what you're doing so that they do feel better. And then you can assess how that would feel with a different emotion and see then if you're actually connecting in to what it is that you desire to feel when your manifestation comes into fruition or into reality. So it's a cool thing to do in order to figure out where you are. So I know that it's not always possible to get rid of the things that you're doing. But what I want you to know is that everything that you're doing right now is inside your comfort zone because you're used to doing it, you do it all the time, you're comfortable in those places. In order for you to manifest something new that you don't have right now, you have to either expand your comfort zone, which can take a long time, or you need to move your comfort zone. In order to move your comfort zone, you need to stop doing some of the things that you're doing on that list of things that don't match your desire. And you also need to do new things that are outside of your comfort zone. So I will talk to you a little bit more about that in the next video about how to actually call in things that match your desires. So if you desire to work with me for a 30-day period for a month of manifesting, where you learn who you are at soul level and how you uniquely manifest, and you get this roadmap that teaches you how to manifest in your own unique way, I will leave the link for that below. I'm also doing some open for healing chats where we can talk just for 30 minutes to see what it is that's going on with you, and if I have any suggestions, and just for you to figure out how working with me sort of looks and feels like, and if you might want to work with me outside of that. So I will leave those below. I'm also going to leave you a link to a manifestation form that you can download. It does require an email address, so you would be added to my email list. You can always unsubscribe if you don't want to be. And I'm also going to add a link to a process that I love that's called the clarity through contrast process. And it's sort of going to combine what I just said from today about the things that you don't like or the things that you're doing, and it's going to allow you to get more confident on the things that you do want. And I'll explain that more tomorrow. So I look forward to connecting with you soon. Namaste.